Hey, Logan, what's your favorite melee weapon within Fallout 4?
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. I actually don't know about.
Do you not do melee builds often?
Not a lot.
Okay. Well, the reason I ask is because I'm looking at a fandom wiki page right now for Fallout 4, and
Okay.
it is for the place where you get Krem's Tooth, which is my personal favorite melee weapon in the game.
Oh, okay. So you're
Specifically,
talking about Dunwich.
yes, I am. Welcome to Tism Talks, everybody. Hey, Logan,
What's up?
you want to record something today and talk about dumb shit?
Hell yeah, I do.
Let's go.
Dude, I've been dying to talk about Dunwich.
I know
Because
you have.
we have Dunwich Boars and we have the Dunwich building, and then we actually have stuff from the role-playing game, which I
That's right.
totally
we
didn't. I
do.
actually did not grab the book because I have it. So give me 1 second.
You are ill prepared. You know, when we come to do this, we treat this as work.
I was ill prepared.
When we do this, we come to this and treat it like it's work because we would like this to succeed. But when you don't become prepared to work, you set yourself up for failure. So, here's my advice. Come to work prepared. And I'm talking to myself at the moment. So this is actually quite nice. He had the chance the last couple times when I stepped away to talk shit about me. Now I get to talk shit about him. And you know, he is just a blatant he is such a and you know, I really just can't stand the times that he's
Are you sucking my cock right now?
no.
I
Do you
gotta
have
find
your
the
book yet?
correct page. Yes, I do, and it's right on the first one. Thank God.
Good. So, the Dunwich Borers, where you get Krem's Tooth, is a marble quarry found within the Commonwealth in Fallout 4. It has been taken over by a detachment of the Forged, and in its depths are inhabited by feral ghouls.
Yeah, and we also have the Dunwich building in
We
Fallout
do.
3 in Washington D.C., which is on like the very edge of the map, which is where the company mainly had its did all its files and actually had a lot more of its you actually learn the name of the god from this. You learn a lot about more of the story, and there's actually a full quest line from one of the DLCs that building as well.
Right. The Dunwich Building is a ruined office building in the Capital Wasteland in Fallout 3, located at the southwesternmost point of the map, south of Girder Shade, and far west of Tenpenny Tower. It is a medium-sized office building with 3 interior sections. And so, what's the area that we have from the tabletop?
So the area, it's actually just a whole just complex thing about the company, and then there is also a whole thing about the god that we learn about from it.
Oh,
So
the Bless You God.
the Ugquiltoth, yes,
Bless you.
that is UG hyphen QUALTOT8.
The hyphen is not silent, so it's actually Ug hyphen Qualtoth.
So with that, I won't. When we get into the god is when we'll talk about Ugquiltoth. I think I should probably let me read this first little thing from the book. Richard Dunwich's Washington D.C. based company made rock tunneling drills. These mammoth engines of industry made possible the mining and resources extraction necessary for companies like Poseidon to thrive, for societies like pre-war America to be built, and for weapons like those used in the Great War to be produced.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're even connecting into Fallout 76, with
Yeah, that's
Poseidon. Interesting.
Poseidon's not just in 76. Poseidon's in
Is that in 3
almost
as well?
yeah, that's in 3 and it's also in 4.
I don't remember Poseidon in 4.
Yeah, it's in 4. How do you think you learn about Poseidon net? We learned about that one the other day. That's another episode.
Yeah, it is. Ooh. Okay.
Well, I think we should talk
I'm
about
finding more things.
well, there's the Richard Dunwich, who is the owner of Dunwich company, who is the brother of a character named Constance Blackhall, who is mentioned in the Point Lookout DLC by a descendant of theirs that I am really blanking
Obadiah
on.
Blackhall.
Obadiah, thank you. Obadiah, that's a name. Obadiah. That's a crazy name.
They've got to be Amish.
I mean, they do live in the middle of nowhere.
Their brother's Ezekiel. But no, Constance, Richard Dunwich owned Dunwich Boards LLC, the company that built the Dunwich building. Richard deliberately chose the location for the company's headquarters, hoping to unearth the mysterious obelisk beneath it. He also arranged the excavation in Massachusetts, intending to uncover an ancient temple to forgotten gods, while ensuring that workers never caught on through a combination of compliant foremen and the promise of generous benefits. Workers frequently died in the mine due to industrial accidents, which allowed Dunwich to sacrifice workers to the forgotten gods with impunity. Sometime after the Great War, a message for Dunwich and Constance Blackhall in Atlantic City, New Jersey, attempted to alert the two to words being spread by Nate, an influential speaker who was spreading information that was, although partly speculative, rooted in some fact and thus dangerous to them.
I'm finding something that talks about there being a conversation that you could find in Atlantic City.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, which is Fallout 76 that talks about Constance. And sometime after the Great War, a messenger from Blackhall and Dunwich in Atlantic City, New Jersey, attempted to alert the two to words being spread by Nate, an influential speaker who's spreading information that was, although partly speculative, rooted in some fact. So both
That's the
Richard.
same things that.
Yes.
Is,
oh, did you just read that?
Yeah, that's the same thing that I just
Okay.
read.
Yeah. So this is during 76. So both Richard Dunwich and Constance Blackhall are actually alive
After
during
the bombs. Okay.
during the time of Fallout 76. So
Right. So
and they were already
find
known
that
to being a very weird. So it's not a conversation. I think it's just a note. I think that's what it was saying.
Well, I want to find the note. Damn.
I would love to, but it's here. It
Okay,
is.
hold on.
Is
Urgent
really
message for R. Dunwich and C.
Go ahead.
Urgent message for R. Dunwich and C. Blackhall. Nate knows too much. His followers are growing, and his word is convincing. Although most everything they're saying is speculation, a lot of it is based in collected facts. It's a good thing this information didn't get out before the war. The followers could be converted if they're not too dangerous. They could serve our cause well. Okay. And you find that note in the flooded city center of Atlantic City. It is found on a walkway on the exterior of a building to the west of the community center. It is next to a skeleton and a sleeping bag.
Okay. Okay. So the body you find it on is just a dead guy, but it is they are technically alive at the time.
Correct.
So, as from what I remember in game is that they were Constance lived a very, very weird amount of time.
What do you mean?
From what I'm remembering is there was just a long time where, because like way longer than any human should live. And I'm trying to remember about it. So, although a favorite of its industry, I'm kind of jumping back to the Dunwich company itself. Although a favorite of its a favorite of its industry clients, Dunwich had a more sinister reputation among its workforce. As you know, they had an abysmal record of safety, keeping employees on through a combination of high paychecks and morale building events that sought to sweep their accident rate out of the public spotlight. This neglect frequently claimed the lives of employees and family members.
Are you finding that in your book?
Yes, this is in my book.
Okay.
A persistent but likely ridiculous rumor holds their deaths were not as accidental as Dunwich claimed. Richard Dunwich and his brother. Okay, I think this is a typo. Richard Dunwich and his brother Constance Blackhall.
Yeah. I mean,
I think that's a bit of a.
It says
It
female
is.
here.
Yeah, so it is a sister. I think the book just has a bit of a. I think it meant to say his sister, and I think they kind of switched some words around.
Mm-hmm.
Constance Blackhall were known for an obsession with the occult. A marble quarry where they tested their drills was known to cover the site of an ancient temple to dark gods, whose adherents routinely practiced human sacrifice. God, brain. Some say the poor safety protocols at Dunwich facility, and especially at the quarry, were a modern form of sacrifice intended to bring eldritch attention and supernatural powers to corporate leadership. None can say for certain, as Dunwich Borers LLC and nearly all their records were destroyed in the Great War.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I do not
And
have
then I do
any
have
of that in.
Yeah, I do have an after the war section too.
Go for it.
Dunwich after the war, Dunwich Borers has no branded presence or institutional shadow in the wasteland, but their facilities continue to play a role. Rock tunneling drills require vast minerals resources to build and are tested by extracting even more minerals from the earth. This made Dunwich facilities source a great wealth, and some remain hotly contested. For example, the Dunwich Borers quarry in the Commonwealth contained many tons of excavated marble and usable scrap metal. The forged came to occupy the place in search of iron from the Saugus ironworks, and some remained even after strange experiences in the quarry's lower reaches drove many insane. The Dunwich building, located in the capital wasteland's southern reaches, stands strangely intact in a field of debris. Raiders and scavengers avoid the potentially rich prize. And not only because the ruin is thick with feral ghouls, those who enter return chained. Those able and willing to tell what they experienced report doors that close by themselves, strange hallucinations, in a haunted ruin with a disturbing obelisk at its center.
Interesting. So, I mean, it does track. And we do see pretty much all of that if we go down into the Dunwich Borers site.
Plus more, because we also see a giant metal face, which has no reason being there.
Mm-hmm. And it also does not, if I remember right, it does not look like it is from this time.
Well,
it looks very old.
It looks old, but like it is just a reused asset from other areas in the game, because like we see like one thing that Fallout does, and we'll probably get into this in another video again, are the giant metal faces that are throughout all of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So
I see the giant metal face that you're talking about.
Because we see him in Fallout 76 too.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, they're underground too.
Okay.
So yeah. So it's more of a placeholder, but it gives the effect of there is in fact something, and like they're trying to get your attention.
So I will be 100% honest.
Yeah.
I never went through the ritual scene. I just pretty much blasted through
Dove
everything.
right into the water.
Well, I blasted through everything and just went straight for Krem's tooth. So, anyway.
But with I think we should probably start getting into I mean, we've already started talking about the creepy side, but I think we need to really jump in, as one would say.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Krem's Tooth, and then I'll talk about Quiltoth after you, and the Krivbekne after that?
Yeah, absolutely. Krem's Tooth is a unique machete found in Fallout 4. A unique weapon found on an altar hidden in a pre-war mining operation where a ritual related to the eldritch entity Ugwaltoth was carried out. Krem's Tooth is a machete with a unique mod named Sacrificial Blade, which gives the weapon a large damage boost, additional poison and bleeding damage on a short duration, as well as a unique shape. Unlike legendary weapon effects, it is possible to remove the Sacrificial Blade mod from the weapon at a workbench and apply it to another machete. Thus, it is possible to install the mod on any legendary variant of the machete, giving the weapon a unique shape as well as extra effects. When the Sacrificial Blade mod is removed, Krem's Tooth becomes a regular machete, just with a different name. Krem's Tooth is found at the bottom of Dunwich borers, down an underwater shaft in a little tunnel before the bottom of the shaft, flanked by 2 mini-nukes and 2 glowing mushrooms on top of an altar. Retrieving Krem's Tooth while wearing power armor will result in the power armor frame becoming trapped underwater, since it is not possible to swim up while wearing it. The only way to get the power armor back is to have a follower enter it and then fast travel once a player has gone outside. Another solution is to load a prior save. In Fallout 76, the Sacrificial Blade is a machete mod identical in appearance to Krem's Tooth. However, unlike the similar Cultist Blade, sacrificial machetes are not known to be used by the Cult of the Mothman, being obtainable only through vendor inventories or player crafting. So yeah.
Yeah.
So with the Sacrificial Blade modification, it does 28 damage, plus 30 poison damage and 10 bleed damage. Which, being a very quick hitting blade, especially in power armor where you can just tank very, very like light hits with a melee weapon, it is devastating. And not to mention that when you're moving that quickly, it stacks.
I do like the Krivbekne, not the Krivbek. That's next. The why
Krem's
am I
Tooth.
blinking? Krem's Tooth. I don't know why my brain just kind of stopped. So one thing that I want to know is, so with the name of it is how it's titled, Krem's Tooth.
Mhm.
Makes me think that Krems is another like deity that we just don't know about.
It can be. It could be. I'm thinking that it's a more minor god than Ugwaltoth.
Probably. It's like how in normal Lovecraft there's the bigger gods like Cthulhu,
Mhm.
a lot of other names that my brain just can't think of and probably can't pronounce.
Well, the Dunwich Horror.
The Dunwich Horror, which is what this is based on,
Mhm.
which Quiltoth is based off of that one, and I'm totally blanking on that is book. Yeah, I'm not.
An invisible, gargantuan, and rapidly growing alien monstrosity that is half human and half outer god.
Mhm.
It does not have a name other than horror.
There is a name for it. It's just It's just in a different like thing. But going into kind of jumping from Krem's Tooth,
Monstrosity itself is named Yog.
Yog-Sothoth. Thank you.
No.
Yeah, no, it's spelled. You have it pronounced differently than how it's spelled. It is pronounced Yog-Sothoth. I know exactly what it is.
Okay, no.
You said Yog, and it
Yeah,
reminded
the
me of
cosmic
it.
entity is Yog-Sothoth, but it is the twin brother of Wilbur Whately,
Mhm.
and the supernatural offspring of the human Laviana Whately.
Yeah.
Lavin
I think it's
Lavinia
Watley. I think it's
Whetley,
Watley or something.
but his original name is Yog Whetley. So, but yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Yog-Sothoth. I totally brain.
Nope. All good.
So jumping from Krem's tooth to the Krivbekne brain, but that word is weird, but that is actually how it is pronounced in the game. Krivbekne, that is Krivbekni.
You had to spell it. That's gonna be a bitch for me to edit.
But as I'm reading from here, widely reported to possess a dark power, Obadiah Blackhall attests that the Krivbekne was once owned by his ancestor Constance Blackhall and rightly belongs to his family. It is known that Constance was an unnaturally long-lived woman who led the swamp folk in rituals using the Krivbekne, both before and after the Great War. She was the sister of Richard Dunwich and an occult figure in her own right. According to local legend, the book was stolen from her, which led to her losing her influence over the swamp folk, and she died before she could recover it. At some point, during or after the 2250s, a man claimed to be a ranger brought the Krivbekne back from an expedition, believing it to be valuable. He then traveled to the capital wasteland with his son, Jamie Palabraz, hoping to sell it to the scribes of the Brotherhood of Steel chapter, who had recently settled there. Failing to sell the book to the Brotherhood, Jamie's father instead vowed to return it to its source and set off, leaving his son in an old hospital without a flashlight. You got any questions so far? Because there's a lot more to this.
Keep going, buddy.
In one of Jamie Palabraz's holotapes in the Dunwich building, he speaks about having found the book and keeping it to remember his father by. In 2277, the swamp folk have somehow come to possess the book and use it in rituals without the influence of the Blackhall family. Marcella, a Christian from the Abbey of the Road, suspects they no longer understand the rituals they are performing. She believes the book to be a bane of mankind and seeks to acquire it so it can be destroyed. The Krivbekne rests in the deepest chamber of their sacred cavern, an ornate altar deep beneath the earth. The podium of this altar is strewn with the mutilated remains of a human. Many stim packs surround the remains, indicating that this person was kept alive as long as possible while they were tortured to death by ritual implement. Obadiah can pay the lone wanderer to retrieve the tome, which he asserts they have stolen from his family. If the book is returned to him, Obadiah can be seen at an altar hidden beneath his ancestral home, praying to Ugg-Quiltoth. He has beheaded a local in sacrifice. One other thing I would like to point out about Obadiah is that when you first meet Obadiah, he is sitting in a wheelchair, and it is expected, and he is old, like super, super old. So it's expected that he just cannot walk.
Mm-hmm.
When you give him the book, he stands up and walks to his altar.
As any good cultist would, to try to gain your trust,
But you can actually take the book to the basement of the Dunwich building where the giant spire is, and if you touch the book to the altar, it will burst into an explosion of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So the Krivbekne is based off of the Necronomicon in Lovecraft's story.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the Krivbekne, which is a crazy. I think it's got an interesting story behind it. But
can we just mention that when you find it, it's in the deepest level of the ritual site in a bowl full of blood on a stone altar.
Yeah.
The bowl full of blood is kind of an important part of this.
Yeah, so again, it's ritual sacrifice. It's how else would you describe a ritual sacrifice?
Not soaking the book in blood.
Be amazed.
Yeah, well, I'm not a cultist.
But yeah, the swamp folk are literally just crazy, crazy locals that have been breeding with each other since the bombs fell.
They look like it, damn.
Yeah, there's some pretty creepy, crazy looking people. But we have one more thing to talk about in the Dunwich. We have Ugquiltoth. Ugquiltoth is the god that these people are worshiping. Now, from my book, this is what it says. Ugquiltoth. Much of what is known about this entity comes from the mad ravings of captured swamp folk. Many say it's a forgotten god, while those who worship it suggest it may not be so far forgotten after all. It is known that the Dunwich brothers believed in it enough to purchase and excavate land to unearth a great monolith supposedly dedicated to the alien entity. Of course, most knowledgeable and civilized people dismiss the rumors as the product of fevered imaginations. Signs of deities of any kind are few and far between in the wasteland. Why spend time and resources on this one? On the other hand, if there is a god of the past war era, it would almost have to be an eldritch horror from beyond human imagination. But I want to say a line that is said by, you actually can run into Jamie in the basement of the Dunwich building, and what you can hear him say in his last journal entry, which is Jamie's personal journal entry 09. Sharp knife to send him to Deep Temple. Play and say my words. Abdul comes again on the feast of the weaker, feast for the Deep Temple, born again. Here, Al-Hazred Gieth.
Azarath Metrion Zinthos.
So we don't exactly know who Abdul or what Al-Hazred Gieth could be, just the ramblings of his own brain, or it could be something telling.
It very well could be something that he just saw on a piece of paper, and because he's locked in a basement, he's going insane. Because human psychology does that.
Yeah.
Now,
so, yeah.
If we turn our attention to the Fallout fandom wiki page, this is going to be a lot of repeating of what he said, but there is a lot more.
Are you looking at the prehistory?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Little is known about who or what Ugquiltoth actually is. Most information regarding the figure is shrouded in layers of religious zeal, insanity, and mutation. It is known that the figure is worshipped as a deity in the region of Point Lookout, Maryland. Rumors pertaining to Ugquiltoth predate the war, though not necessarily by name. Constance Blackhole was an unnaturally long-lived woman who led a cult at Point Lookout both before and after the war. She acted as a priestess to the swamp folk and led them in rituals she divined from the Krivbekna, an ancient book tied to Ugquiltoth. Her brother, Richard Dunwich, was an industrialist and a noteworthy occult figure in his own right. His company, Dunwich Borers LLC, functioned as a front for his occult affairs and also served as a means to conduct private archaeological digs. While his company raked in money by providing mining drills to mega corporations like Poseidon Energy, the funds were used to advance the cult's agenda. Their mining operations served as a cover for occult archaeological digs. The company's poor safety record also served to obscure what was de facto human sacrifice at Dunwich sites. The Dunwich building was erected in a remote location near Washington, D.C., and Richard was able to use his company's resources to excavate a cavern below the building. He ordered his managers. Okay. Fandom Wiki, you have a little bit of a typo here. He ordered his managers to grant unaffiliated staff early leave for the holidays starting October 18th, 2077. For the next week, he used new acoustic bore drills to search for something below the building. He broke through into a subterranean chamber on Saturday, October 23rd, the Great War. What became of Richard Dunwich after he gained access to the obelisk is unknown. While he was breaking into the chamber, another similar discovery was made in Massachusetts. Immediately before the Great War, a ritual was performed at the Dunwich Borers Quarry, wherein several employees were apparently bound against their will and turned into feral ghouls. The employee Tim Schutz helped orchestrate the ritual by monitoring his co-workers. A blade called Krem's Tooth was left on an altar at its site, placed between two mini nukes at the bottom of a flooded shaft. But Dunwich and his corporate associates were far from the last to seek out the power of Occletoth. Nearly half a century later, the building continued to be visited by cultists of Occletoth, or those who succumbed to its influence. As early as 2134 and as late as 2277, people lost their minds at the Dunwich building and raved that Occletoth had returned to the deep temple where it was both born and died. The reality of Occletoth boons appears to be self-evident due to their possession of the Cribecna. Constance Blackhole lived an unnaturally long life in the irradiated swamplands of Maryland and ruled the cult for generations. She only died when the book was stolen from her. By this time, the cult had permeated the culture of the locals in general and the swamp folk in particular. Without the guidance of the Black Holes, these beliefs lost coherence and evolved into a set of performative chants and rituals alienated from their original meanings. Generations later, Obadiah, the last surviving Black Hole, was determined to recover the book. His ancestors' cult has faded into obscurity, but sites bearing the name Dunwich are still feared as places of corruption and death. He festers in isolation as Lord of Blackhall Manor, which houses a secret altar to Occletoth behind the bookshelf in the billiards room. The book re-emerged in the late 23rd century, discovered by Jamie Palabras, the book re-emerged in the late 23rd century, recovered by Jamie Palabras' father, a ranger from the mid-wastelands. They traveled to the capital wasteland, hoping to sell it to the scribes of the Brotherhood of Steel. He later abandoned his son in a derelict hospital one night. The scribes refused to buy the book, and the ranger vowed to return the book to its source. Jamie picked up the trail, eventually tracking down his father and the Cribecna to the Dunwich building. His father died with the book in his possession, and Jamie soon followed, becoming a ghoul and a guardian of Occletoth's deep temple, awaiting a feast that would result in Occletoth being born again. However, the Cribecna did not remain at the Dunwich building, but found its way south to Point Lookout, into the hands of the swamp folk who promptly used it for ritual purposes. Obadiah Blackhall would shortly attempt to recover it, to reunite it with the Blackhalls and regain its boons, returning Occletoth to the world through a ritual conducted at his manor. Marcella, a Christian missionary from the Abbey of the Road, would attempt to interfere with his plans. She believed that the only way to permanently destroy it was to bring it to the virulent underchambers beneath the Dunwich building and press it against the obelisk. Doing so would cause the nearby ghouls to burst into flames.
Oh. The Dunwich. I really hope we get a lot more Dunwich stories.
I genuinely do
future.
too.
It's one of my favorite little side stories, and there's so many other things that in the lore that easily could connect to the Dunwich stuff. I feel like we could definitely get not Mothman's the cult specifically, but the Interloper could easily, which is the Fallout 76 creature that hidden in a deep dark cave.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like any of the statues that we've talked about.
Yeah.
Or the Lorenzo Cabot, which is definitely another. The Cabot family is definitely another talk at some point. But Lorenzo Cabot with his head too. I really, really hope Bethesda brings back or Dunwich. Bethesda, I know you're probably not listening. Please bring us more Dunwich, or hear me out.
Expand the gods.
Expand the gods.
Give us more gods within this.
Hear me out. Fallout Season 3.
Oh,
hear me out.
Give us another Dunwich area.
Give us a Dunwich season.
I don't think it'll be a season. I think it'll be a
Give us like
location
2
if they
episodes.
do.
2 episodes.
Okay. Well, here's okay. So speculation time. So we're all speculating that we're going to Colorado. Like it's
Yeah.
pretty.
Ooh,
We all pretty have well
the
confirmed
ranger
it.
is from the mid-wasteland. Colorado would be mid-wasteland.
Correct. But with Colorado being extremely mountainous, Colorado also having, I believe, Pikes Peak, which is a very, very well known peak, especially in the racing world, and many of the Rocky Mountains in it. Do you think we could have a Dunwich site at the
Ooh.
top of one of the mountains as a sacrificial spot?
And or in a cave near the top,
In a cave near the top, too, yeah.
which if you go in will take you down, 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 deep
Yeah,
under the mountain.
true.
Ooh.
Another thing, though, we're in the Appalachians with Fallout 76 already. So, what could happen there? Because of the way that the Appalachians were mined, at least in our time. I don't know how they were really mined in Fallout 76, but in our time, the tops were quite literally scraped off because they were so rich with coal. Now, one of those peaks very well could have been a Dunwich mining site, and that could have been a very big sacrificial area. That is speculation. All of this is speculation. But
I would love that. Like Fallout 76, I think would really like. I feel like specifically 76 should get a full like expansion that goes into like the Dunwich company.
with how much we know about Dunwich, having a full expansion into Dunwich would be great. But I do
Yeah.
not think we're going to get that.
Oh no,
I
we
think
probably never will.
I think that if we get another map expansion, especially if we go the opposite direction from where we went last time, which was Ohio, if we go the opposite direction, I think we'll get more into the more mountainous areas, and then we will get at least one thing that is Dunwich, if not two. And
Yeah.
with that, I think we will get more holotapes and notes around the map,
Lore.
kind of scattered.
Lore.
Yes.
Lore.
Yes.
Or
Lore.
we have to talk to Constance herself.
Ooh. That would be good.
Where
we're not in Massachusetts. Because she stayed in Massachusetts.
Okay. It's a messenger in the area. And it's found out that we're the reason the Krivbekne has gone missing.
We? What do you mean we? You stole it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay,
Me
I've seen
muttering
the book.
me whispering to myself in the corner.
Shiny blade.
Knife.
I love how Discord didn't pick up any of that.
Knife. Knife. Sharp knife.
Me going through my top dresser drawer with my knife collection.
Oh, but no, this is like I would kill for more Dunwich content.
Oh, absolutely.
I would.
I think we would all love it, but I don't think it's going to happen.
It not in a extreme sense. Like I don't think it'll happen in an. Like I assume that we'll probably see it. Like I have a feeling, especially with some stuff that came out with the Fisher, like some of the stuff you can find around the Fisherman location.
Oh yeah.
That the interloper in Lucky Hole Mine will have something to do with Dunwich here.
Yeah. Oh, true.
So,
well, I did see something.
There was like a note that has the what looks like the statue that you find underneath Dunwich building next to the
right.
interloper. That's a picture that I've seen in game. Like you can actually find a drawing.
No, there was something that I saw in one of these 7, 8 tabs that I have open.
The stretch of obelisks found in the Dunwich building cut from the Fallout 3. It's like a drawing, like
No,
a
it's
paint
not that.
blood drawing.
It is a list of locations related
Mm.
to another location.
I think we've kind of knocked it on the head here, Jeremy.
Yeah, I think so too. This was a relatively long one, actually.
Yeah, and I think this was actually probably one of my favorite ones done.
Yeah, I think so too.
This is definitely a fun one.
So because it's Fallout, you know the question that I'm gonna ask, right?
Yeah, yep.
Where do you think this is going to go on the iceberg?
So I think because it was 1 through 10 is what we decided.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
thinking a 7.
I think I was about to say this is like a good 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
So like a good 7. I will agree with you because this is like there's a lot to this. There's a lot we still don't know, and I feel like there's still a lot that they're going to be, which I do think they will get more at some point.
Yeah. But yeah. So thank you all so much for watching and listening. If you're on YouTube, like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. If you're on Spotify, follow the podcast, download the episode, and leave a comment down below. For both platforms, let us know what you think. Genuinely. So
yeah.
basically, tell us what you think Aquatoth could be. What you think what more in the world of Fallout could be related to Dunwich? What more could this be to
Give us
upon?
your theory.
Yeah, give us your speculations like we gave you
Yeah.
ours.
And also check out both of our X and our Blue Sky at Tism Moments. So you can always find us there and reach out to us there and tell us your ideas, stuff like that.
This is true. But
So
with that, thank you all so much for watching and listening. We will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
bye.